2026, and welcome to what you've all been waiting for in the calendar year of 2026. Not Avengers Doomsday, not the Super Bowl. It's episode 15 of Tales from the Treehouse. I'm Andrew Fantasia.
I'm Amanda Brown.
And I'm sorry, but on this episode, Amanda and I are not Muppets. I repeat, we are not Muppets. Maybe next time. You're just going to have to make do or imagine that. I would love to be Muppeted. I want someone to make a Muppet of me.
You know what? All the time at work, I tell everyone I'm a Muppet. So, they know. I'm always keeping it light. Give me that report. Thanks, guys. But get it to me by end of day. I'm not actually. I'm probably too much of a Muppet. And that's maybe my problem. That's my problem. No more Muppeting in 2026. Only for certain things. Resilient.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. More Muppeting in 2026. Muppet all the time.
Corporate Muppeting doesn't work. So.
Oh yeah, that's two great tastes that don't taste great together. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeesh. But you know what? Corporate life might be made better by Muppets. Everything tends to be made better with Muppets, so you never know.
Have you ever seen the episode of 30 Rock where it looks into everyone's mind and it shows every character and their perspective on the world? And Kenneth, the character who's the page, he sees everyone as Muppets. It's singing and everyone's a Muppet. And then mid-sentence, it cuts to regular people. So it's a song Muppet, and then it cuts and it's Alec Baldwin and he's Jack Donaghy saying something. So funny.
I really need to watch that show.
You do. Yeah.
Oh, wow. In the meantime, we've got a treehouse of horror to talk about, and it's our 15th one, which means we're 3/4 of the way through our treehouse shenanigans already. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Did you know that this was episode 336?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, not really ominous, but those threes, double threes.
Oh. It's halfway to the big time.
Yeah.
When did this air? Let's see. This aired on November 7th. Oh, what do you know? Another November Treehouse. 2004. Okay. I know what I was doing in November 2004. This was an important part of my life. This was the for those who don't know me, I started acting when I was in high school, and we did theater every year. We did a big theater production, and in 2004, we did a play called "Lend Me a Tenor," and we usually performed our plays in the spring. We rehearsed all through the fall and winter, and we performed in the spring. But for whatever reason, with this one, I think we performed it in December. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that because it was not a huge musical, it was a small show with only 8 characters. I think we just tightened our schedule and performed them in December. So when this aired, I was neck deep in Lend Me a Tenor, and that play is so much fun. It's a crazy, raunchy sex farce comedy. I can't believe they let us do it in high school, but they let us do it in high school. And I've been chasing that high ever since because that was a really fun play. But that's what I would have been doing while this was going on. What about you?
I probably was. I was still in high school too. Yeah, I don't know. Probably post Halloween, November 7th. Maybe getting ready for Halloween. I think at this time of the end of high school, I had a boyfriend, so we definitely watched The Simpsons. Another big show I think I watched around this time was Kenny versus Spenny. Oh, was another one. Yeah. But I mean, I was always big into Halloween, so I would have been likely waiting for this to air and probably watching it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because you got the live experience of watching so many of these live. That's so cool.
It's wild.
It is. Do you remember? I don't remember if I asked you this. Did you watch Who Shot Mr. Burns live? And were you guessing?
100%. I remember the alarm going off for school and waking or before it was Sunday that it aired and waking up being like, oh, it's Sunday. Who shot Mr. Burns is today? The Simpsons. Like, I know we're going to talk about it at school. Like, it was such a big thing. Like, my whole family was like, oh, yeah, we were talking about who it was. No one ever guessed Maggie.
That's so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I was there, like in the moment. And that must have been so much fun. And like that's never been replicated in The Simpsons since.
No, it was such a good whodunit.
Yeah, yeah. I think they, if I remember on the commentary, like they got mystery writers to kind of um talk them through it and give them pointers. So they knew what they were doing and like they actually plotted it out a really fun, really proper way. But yeah, I wish I was watching it live. Oh, I'm glad you got to do that though. That's awesome.
Yeah, we did. My brother's a little older, so like he was into it then, and yeah, as a family, I remember we watched it. Like, who shot Mr. Burns? It's such a big deal.
Every time I see a baby, I'm always tempted to be like, "Oh, it's you. What are you so happy about?"
Yeah, what are you so happy about? Oh, give me that. Yeah, I'll take that.
So this aired in November 2004. Again because of the World Series pushing things back. And we got an opening sequence here in Treehouse of Horror 15 that is near and dear to my heart. We got Kang and Kodos in a sitcom called Keeping It Kodos, where, surprise, their boss has to come over for dinner, and they are cooking The Simpsons and trying to make a good impression on the boss. And The Simpsons are being eaten, and the boss ends up being impressed, but more importantly, he ends up Kang and Kodos adopt Bart because Bart survives this ordeal. And then we get the Perfect Strangers theme song to play us out. And I, like, full disclosure, I think I've only seen like 2 episodes of Perfect Strangers, but I love, like, I adore 80s and 90s sitcoms and that whole vibe. I think it's just like the coziest thing in the world. And anytime anybody makes fun of it, like, I am there. I'm there with a huge smile on my face. I'm like, yes, do it. I could watch 4 hours of somebody just doing a parody of Mama's Family.
Oh yes, Mama's Family.
Yeah.
So good. Carol Burnett show too, so good. You've only seen 2 episodes of Perfect Strangers? That's shocking. That show was so good. I was literally just talking about it the other day before watching. Because I saw it, like, the actor Bronson Pinchot, the guy who plays Belky. He was like the best part of Perfect Strangers. He was in it, and I was like, oh, I was thinking about the show, and I was talking about it. So it's so funny that I watched this episode. It's in it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that show. Like you said, I would reminisce so hard. It used to be on, like, in Canada in syndication, still in the 90s, like early, mid to late 90s, on like a few local stations. And I always watched it. I was like, yes, Perfect Strangers. I think there's only like 2 or 3 seasons, maybe. There's not a lot of seasons of the show.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google how many seasons of it there are. But
like, I remember the opening credits though, and like Marco.
Oh, sorry. Oh shit, I'm wrong. There's 8 seasons. I'm totally wrong.
8. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because they would, when they had a hit back then, they'd drive that into the ground.
So that makes sense why it was in syndication, but I feel like I've seen every episode. It's so good. And there's an episode where Balky has like a song. He becomes like a pop star, and it's,
oh my God,
it's so funny. But it was just like, it was a really good, like, humorous play on people with accents. Like, he was still a white guy. Like, he was from like Eastern Europe. He was like Balkan of some kind. But it was great how he interacted with his cousin, like, and their, like, the parallel worlds almost. How he was like an alien.
Yeah.
Just how he spoke, like, Coastin, hey, Coastin Larry. Like, Coastin Larry. And Balky is the best. I love that show. They should remake it. It would be awesome.
I will love that.
Yeah, but they would have to stay like relatively true to the original, and I feel like they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
No, and it would be like it kills as soon as you show me like a smartphone, you have killed the vibe for me. Like the vibe is gone. It's like whatever the opposite of an aphrodisiac is, that's an iPhone for me when I'm watching something.
And
Um,
I was thinking about that when it comes to like the popularity of certain things, like Stranger Things.
mhm.
Like the show is actually it's kind of annoying. But the fact that it's so like retro, it's set in the 80s, people I really like that. It's so reminiscent of so many things and like other 80s pop culture
Yeah,
that's why I think people are so drawn to it. Like subliminally, like subconsciously, even and they watch it and the show isn't really that good. Like it's been dragging and like yeah. Anyway, this is pre-final episode if you're a fan, but yeah,
yeah,
I think that's why, like what you just said, the nostalgia of all of it. It really draws you back to that time, especially if you experienced it, maybe not if you didn't, but you may have a similar kind of, epiphany watching something from, say if you're from the early 2000s, right? Like,
right.
yeah, but
Yeah, those nostalgia goggles will kick in, and like uh, as much as I love like Stranger Things and other period pieces like that, there's no replicating the magic of something that was made in that time, at least for me. And like when I see something like the opening credits of Perfect Strangers, where like you see cousin Larry, and he's like this business guy, I think, right? Like he works
yeah,
like in the corporate world, and you see cousin Larry like clearly it's like his day off, and he's just like in sweatpants and he's playing baseball in the park, and I'm like, that's the most 80s freaking thing in the world, and I love this so much. Like no corporate guys go play baseball in the park anymore in their sweats. Like that's like it's so and with the music and everything, I just that whole vibe that American sitcoms had back then, and even trailing into the '90s, like with like Fresh Prince and like the early Boy Meets Worlds and all that. Like I just want to distill that and hook it into my veins forever. Like if there's a heaven, that's it right there. And I don't know, did I ever share with you? I did during COVID, during the lockdown, just to keep myself occupied. I made a parody of those types of sitcoms just with toys, and I filmed it out.
no, that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you get a chance. It's on my YouTube channel. It's called Everybody Loves Quarantine, and I only did like 2 episodes of it, and it's just me and the action figures going crazy. But it's like it's just a family under quarantine, with 80s sitcom vibes, and it kept me sane.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Especially the theme.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
So I was very happy. It goes without saying to see this happening on The Simpsons, and keep it coming, Simpsons. Keep it coming, everybody.
Yeah.
I want to hear the Perfect Strangers theme standing tall on the wings of my dreams forever. Uh,
100%.
all right. Tell us, Amanda, about our first story.
So this Simpsons Trios of Horror story starts with a spoof or, obviously parody of Stephen King's The Dead Zone, but instead it's The Ned Zone. So Homer, is obviously being Homer, doing something dangerous, and ends up throwing a bowling ball up into the air. It conks Ned on the head, goes to the hospital, and, he almost dies. And when he touches someone, he now has the ability to see how they die, just like in the Stephen King story. And it kind of it parallels the same Stephen King story arc where he sees something that's really bad and he doesn't want to see and he ends up trying to avoid it and it ends up, coming true either way or in a worse way. Um and yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny because it does involve Ned, which is great. Any episodes that involve Ned, I think are awesome. Um but yeah, and it involves Ned, Ned getting upset and ending up taking, a gun and shooting Homer, which is the prophecy that he ends up trying to avoid fulfilling. And he does anyway. And Homer, in dying, after, again, trying to avoid this murder, ends up at work and falling onto the nuclear reactor button to do something to the core, I guess. Um, and he dies onto it. So yeah, it's pretty funny. The episode itself, I think, it just really shows how frustrating Homer is in general, and how like how horrific that could be, like, and dangerous, like, especially with Homer, like, and how he could drive you to madness and like murderous rampage, in the face of something serious because someone was so, ignorant or oblivious.
Oh yeah. Look
Um,
what happened to Frank Grimes, right?
yeah, look at me, I'm Homer Simpson, and shocks himself. Um, yeah, but no, this episode's great. I think my favorite part is the end. They all die because of the power plant, the core. Um, and Homer's up in heaven. Marge is there. They're in heaven. And Marge is like, "You did this because you didn't want to clean the garage." And he's like, "Oh, you think you could get out of everything?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." And Marge is like, "Well, the garage made it to heaven too, Homer." And it shows the garage like with wings, like. You can't get out of any trouble he causes. But yeah, it's a funny sketch, I think. It's a good take on the Dead Zone, which I think is kind of a dumb story in a way. Um, because yeah, you only see how someone dies, you don't see what leads up to that. So to try and avoid it is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a trope too that I don't know if Dead Zone. I doubt Dead Zone was the first one to do it, but it's become so cliche. I feel like every single TV show that has like a um supernatural or sci-fi bent to it in any way, shape, or form has done at least one episode where somebody's like, "Oh, I can see the future. Oh, but it's not clear. I'm just getting snippets. Oh," and it's just like, you know what? Okay, cool. Can we move on? We've seen this so much. But seeing Ned Flanders be the one to go through it,
Yeah.
perfection, perfection. And you're right. It's like getting to see Homer through Ned's eyes and reminding us, even though he's kind of the hero of the show, like this guy is the worst. And the way that he would drive anybody mad, including Ned, who's the most patient man in the universe.
Yeah.
It gives us a great way to just have these characters play off each other. Ned having this guilt is great because if you gave this power to Homer, Homer would kind of shrug it off at this point. But having Ned have to deal with the guilt of like, I know how everybody's gonna die. Beautiful. That whoever sat down in the writer's room and said, we're gonna give Ned the powers from the Dead Zone. Yeah, gold star.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. He's always great, I think, in any part of The Simpsons, any sketch. Ned episodes are always hilarious because it's almost like another, and that's what's great about The Simpsons, because with every character there's like a sub universe of characters that are related that maybe don't live in Springfield. So that, right? It's great. Like, Ned's parents, they're like hippie beatniks. And that's why he's so drawn to structure and Jesus and religion and like a path and the way, the light. Like it explains him. Like so it's funny for them to see other characters, like their reactions again to The Simpsons, and where their like boundaries fall because of just how frustrated Homer can make you, right? Again, like you said, but the most patient man. He is the patience of Christ, and he still shot Homer. He's like, Jesus Christ, Homer, and like he had to shoot him. He's like, don't die on the button, and he does die. His tongue, he dies anyway. Yeah, in the most Homer way. Just a blithering clown. He just can't get it right. But which is relatable because, like, oh man, I would do something like that. would fall, like avoid something. Yeah.
And I feel like they know at some point they must have figured out that Ned is kind of like a golden ingredient in the treehouse recipe. Because I feel like as we've been going through these treehouses, he pops up a lot.
He does. Yeah. He's in a lot of the episodes. I think because he's so like pure.
That's a good point.
It's good to include him in a lot of these episodes where they make him the devil. And like,
yeah.
Because like, wouldn't that be great? Like the banality of evil. Like, you think he's nice, but he's not. Which is a good, like, thing to think about. Like it's a good philosophy to consider, because sometimes people who you think are, for good, like wicked for good, are not. And that's actually a really good book. The movie musical, I'm not as big a fan of the movie musical. I have never seen the play, so I can't say. Like some of the soundtrack is pretty good. Not all of it, but like Defying Gravity is good, but the rest of it, I don't know. I could give or take. It sounds like The Sound of Music to me, which I'm not a huge fan of the music from. Anyway, we'll talk about musicals another time. But yeah, it was okay. I don't know. Wasn't really
not for you.
It wasn't for me, but the book is really good. The book is a lot about like, it's not everything is what you see, and like what you propaganda.
Yeah.
So if we haven't,
I've heard it's not only really good, but it's really adult compared to the play and the movies.
Yeah, it's really weird that they would make it such a movie for kids or family, even though it is a musical. I see how they made it a musical because it's The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz was a musical. So there's a way to capitalize on that. But yeah, the book is really dark. And the book is all about how, propaganda can turn you against people very easily. And how they can use reputation and things. Yeah, so basically, she's the only one in the realm who's magical for some reason. And the wizard he figures that out, and his like high priest or priestess or witch or whatever, I can't remember now, who is like his right hand person in all of this like chaos that they're causing, because he's not magical, but everyone in Oz thinks that he is, but it's all just like mechanics.
Yeah, he's a charlatan.
He's a charlatan, as most people know. But he isn't nice. It's fake.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about how you twist that, and how when they find out that she's magical, and she's like, oh, I can't, I have to, and what they want to do, and she realizes that they're not magical, and they want her to do bad things. She's like, no, I won't do it. And they're like, okay, well, you're bad automatically.
Right.
Hey, your friend, want to come on our side, and we'll say like you did XYZ, and we're gotta get the word out she's bad. They can't catch her though. So that's why they have to be like, oh, she's dangerous, she's the word, and she's not. So it's really all about propaganda and how propaganda is pushed and pushed. But a lot of the people behind the scenes are like just awful, evil, want to kill or do whatever they can. It doesn't matter. Ends justify the means. Really like cruelty.
Yeah, bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Real bastard. And they try to make him a lovable old man in the 30s movie, and it's like, I don't think so there, buddy.
Yeah. I liked the movie with James Franco and Michelle Williams and
that I
love. I liked that.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought it was like a different take. I'm not a fan of James Franco. I don't like him, but I liked that it kind of showed it was a wrong version, but it was sort of like Wicked. It kind of gave a backstory to the Wicked Witch, but it was different than, obviously the story Wicked that's become very popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it was funny. That movie kind of came out of nowhere, started doing its own thing. it did the Wicked story without doing the Wicked story.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like hitting some of the same beats. I don't remember what Glinda was like in that movie. I don't remember her having.
She was good. She was good in it. She didn't really do much. There was another witch sister. There were three.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that those. I liked the first Wicked. I thought it was fun, and then the second one, I was like, this feels like it's really like sweating to catch up to the Wizard of Oz story, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I felt like it needed to take its time more to get to the Dorothy stuff. It was like, nope, he's the Scarecrow now. Go.
Well, he's the Tin Man, right? Yeah. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you're not missing a whole lot. But the effects are nice. The makeup,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That's what
yeah.
watching.
But yeah, Ned being the devil, beautiful choice, and like him being, like you said, the pure character, so that they get to insert him into these Halloween stories. I'd be curious now to go back and rewatch all these and like keep a tally of like which supporting character gets used the most in these tree houses. I'm willing to bet it's either Ned or Willie. I feel like we see a lot of
Willie. Yeah, Ned and Willie are in it a lot.
Burns because he's scary. That makes sense.
I was gonna say Burns is probably the next because he's Dracula. He's in The Shining one. He's in mostly every single one. Um,
Maybe
yeah,
Mo gets
yeah.
it's dark as we see.
He's a goblin. Like
Yeah.
they use him in different things. It's just like the gross character because that's what he's already like the archetype he fits into. He's like, oh, anything that's a goblin or a monster, make it Mo, make it Mo.
His first impression under the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, I was watching a more recent episode and Mo was like talking to Marge. And he said something and I was like, ew. Like out loud. He said something like she kissed him on the cheek and she's like, oh, thanks, Mo. And she kissed him and he was like, thanks, Marge. You missed my tongue, but that's okay.
Leave it to Mo. Leave it to Mo to take a where's your battery? Is it
You got the best quote. I love it.
is it the episode with the where Grandpa's on the love testing machine? I think it is, where Mo's on the date and he's trying to find excuses to keep going to the bathroom and he just tells his date, I got the runs.
Yeah, it's like,
Please give me a shirt.
oh god. Yeah, make it. Make that shirt, Andrew. Make it.
I got the runs. Oh boy. Well, after Ned Zone, we move on to 4 beheadings and a funeral. Which I'm looking on the Wikipedia page to kind of help us walk through these details there, and it's kind of funny because whoever wrote this Wikipedia page, I don't know if they were 100% on the ball. So you know how last week your book recommendation was the graphic novel From Hell by Alan,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They say in this Wikipedia page that this sketch is like, it starts by saying a parody of From Hell, and I'm like, is it though? Isn't it just a take on Jack the Ripper? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would call this a parody of From Hell unless
It's not.
yeah, like unless there's something very specific to From Hell that's in there that I just don't know. But this is just a Jack the Ripper take, right? Am I crazy?
So I think From Hell in 2004 had maybe come out a couple years before or around that time. Let's see. So yeah, here in 2001. But I think the inclusion of like the opium scene is probably why.
A little
And
From
the
Hell-y.
From Helly and the 2 inspectors because it's Johnny Depp and Rory Cochrane, aka Hagrid or whatever, as the inspectors in that.
Oh, Coltrane there.
Or Robbie Coltrane.
Yeah. I need to watch
So,
this again because a long time ago.
yeah, and yeah, that would probably be why. But good catch.
I was like, "What from hell? Really? That'd be like if they did like a story about Moses and they were like in a parody of the Prince of Egypt." I'd be like, I think there's some source of material you could probably go back to before that. Um, but we do get a take on the Jack the Ripper murders. In this case, the mutton chopped murders. We've got Wiggum as the head of Scotland Yard trying to figure out who it was who's going around killing people in Victorian London. And like as we go through the story, we find out that hey, maybe it might be this guy who looks a lot like Homer. And they catch him in the opium den, and there's a big chase, and they do this whole very detailed sort of tour through this Simpsonized version of Victorian London, including with a comic book guy who owns a curiosity shop, which is
Yeah, the Curiosity Shop.
what a perfect way to do it. And of course, Mr. Burns, who makes coal out of baked beans.
Yes, he's Ebenezer Burns. See Ebenezer Burns. Why?
But they find out that the killer is a fat man with sideburns. That's the description they get. So obviously, when we see Homer, we're like, oh, that looks like he might be the one because Homer's rocking some sideburns in this. And then mutton chops. That's right. And when Selma ends up dead, I think it's Patty or no, it's Selma.
That's what I said, Patty or Selma? Question mark in my notes.
Like in the Grim Reaper episode where we just see her bottle like that.
Yeah.
But when one of them ends up dead, we're like, maybe it was Homer. The pieces are starting to come together. But after Homer is hanged for the murders, there's a little last minute plot twist because there's a meal that Wiggum is eating, which is eel pie, which delicious British cuisine. And they find out that from the smell of the pie, Lisa, who is sort of helping solve this case because she's competent, finds out
the only one,
really. She finds out it was actually Wiggum who was perpetrating the murders so that he could have a case to chase down. And then he tries to escape in a hot air balloon, just like a certain non-wizard we were just talking about. But he gets taken out by a steampunk king in Kodos, which is
awesome.
Yeah, the design of that ship. I feel like I feel like there was a Futurama episode where they go to a steampunk planet and everything looks kind of like that, and like those designs flawless. But the whole sketch, maybe it's just because I'm a Jack the Ripper nut, but I love this to pieces. I love everything about it. I love seeing just the different character models and how they used them. It wasn't like we've talked about before, just Simpsons as paper dolls walking out cosplaying. Like they use these models, they use this setting. I just all the little jokes in here were hitting so hard, especially the sign up front Scotland Yard where their motto is, "Yeah, now what's all this then?
What's all this then?" Yeah. I loved when Marge. Yeah, I agree. I loved when Marge was there too. They inserted her just to like literally say all of the Britishisms. Like she had everything. Like pip pip golly gee. Like everything. In it, like she just said everything, every like ism that you can think of. Yeah. And no, I agree. It was great how they made like something that should be, obviously it's horrendous, it's awful, and it's an unsolved murder that this is all based off of. But the graces of The Simpsons, like even the beginning of this sketch where it starts off with like a murder, like a faceless murder. But I was dying, and it's my favorite quote from the entire episode where the woman's like, it's like a prostitute, and she's trying to, coax the mutton shop killer here, and in any case, the parallel of Jack the Ripper. And she's like, come on, have a snog. And it like, it shows a knife in the shadows, and then she's like getting stabbed, and she's like, that's not a snog. Like, I love that. As you're getting stabbed, that's what you would say. But like announcing and like the commentary of that of The Simpsons. Oh, that's not a snog.
That's not a snog.
But I love that they like don't care that you may or may not know what a snog is, right? Like look it up. Go look it up. Figure it out. Like but it's accurate. So there's that.
Yeah.
I always say that. Like, that's not a snog. I say way too many like Simpsons random weird references. Specifically now I'm realizing from the Treehouse of Horrors.
Oh.
That people are probably like, what Simpsons episode is that?
The next time somebody hands me anything, I'm gonna go, that's not a snog.
Yeah. That's not a snog. I get fired at work. She asked for a snog. I Googled it.
Like, Amanda, we were a little concerned.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So
I wonder if people still use that word, or if that's become completely outdated. Harry Potter used it a bunch, but I don't know how
snogging
times they were.
Yeah. I think they'll say snogging. I don't know about snog. I don't know. I'm not British. I don't live there. British people anybody who watches this.
Yes, please let us
know in the comments.
Let us know by just comment with fancy a snog.
Yeah. Just say that's not a snog. They'll know.
Oh, I love it. What a great Treehouse, and what a great utilization of this theme, like you said, which is a dark ass theme.
Yeah.
Found a way to make it work. They Simpsonized it. Everything about 4 beheadings and a funeral is gold. All it's missing is the Perfect Strangers theme, but we can't always go with it. All right, take us home with In the Belly of the Boss.
Oh, In the Belly of the Boss. This is great. It's a parody of Fantastic Voyage. Also of the movie Inner Space, if you've ever seen that. It's like an 80s sci-fi movie.
It's on my list.
Oh, you haven't seen it. It's with Dennis Quaid and Martin Short and like a bunch of, I can't remember who else is in it, a blonde woman. A bunch of other people are in it, and they basically get shrunken and like put into someone's body, and they're like in their body. So this is really like a parody of that. But instead, on this Simpsons version, they go to the Invention Expo, and Professor, Frank uses a shrink ray and accidentally shrinks a vitamin pill that Maggie jumps into because she thinks it's a ball pit. And then they're going to give it to Mr. Burns, and he swallows it. So it's in his stomach, which is dissolving the pill, and they have to frantically be shrunken and inserted into Burns to save Maggie within, I think it's a 30-minute window, because the stomach acid will eat through the pill. So Maggie's just there, having a fun time in the ball pit in Burns' stomach. But it's comical, like a story. Like they go through the body, like, messing with him because they're, obviously fuck Burns. So, yeah, it has a great number of internal body gags, and it's a wild odyssey through Burns' body and the Simpsons rescuing Maggie, but they can't evacuate Hober if they're rescuing Maggie. So they end up leaving. Marge is like, oh, whatever. And Bart says something, and, Marge is like, leave me alone. I'm a widow now. And they're leaving, Burns' body. And then as Frank is explaining, oh, there might be a way to save him, he comes back to full size inside of Burns. And it becomes like a body horror, actually.
Yeah. I thought it was going to go, I thought he was just going to explode, but what they did was somehow more disturbing.
It's way more disturbing, and it shows them like it's basically just Homer engulfed and burns his skin under the one side of his body. It's like they out for dinner with Marge, and Homer's like, I want to eat like cheesecake, and like he can't because he has no hole. It's just you can see his mouth, but he can't. It's actually so creepy. But I love the joke that it's like he's like, oh, I need a mouth hole. He's like, and other holes. Like, what they doing inside of Mr. Burns? Ew. Oh, the guy's gonna die.
Burns he's not long for this world.
No.
Over.
Yeah. It's a very strange but funny episode. I wouldn't say that it's maybe like, Halloweeny. It could have just been like a regular, yeah, but it was pretty funny. It had a lot of funny jokes, like the part where the white blood cells are like eating all of Marge's clothes, and she's like, "Oh, they know exactly where to stop," and she has like, like literally like a Raquel Welch bikini, like the '60s picture of her. Yeah.
Why is my uniform the only sexy one?
Yeah, why is mine the only sexy one? It's still like when you're a woman, the versions of things are fitted. Yeah.
There's something primal about the idea of shrinking down and going inside a human body, and I think we have the Magic School Bus to thank for that.
Yes.
It's just like that was the very first Magic School Bus I ever remember seeing. So it always stuck with me, and like that to me is just a key part of childhood. Is like, we got to go inside Arnold. He's not even sick, but we're gonna go inside Arnold and show you how his intestine works and all this stuff. And that whole idea of going into a person, I think it's like sci-fi gold, and I wish they used it more. I'm shocked none of the Ant-Man movies have done it. We got a whole trilogy of Ant-Man, and I don't think they ever go inside a body and do this kind of thing, which is, yeah, they maybe need an X rating. I don't know. But it's like there's so much material there, and every time I hear the Fantastic Voyage, I always think of Superbad.
Yeah,
but Badge-tastic Voyage, the form that they subscribe to. The production budget of that form, I want to know what's going on there. But yeah, this whole concept is a lot of fun, and seeing The Simpsons do it, I think, was inevitable. But not to bring up Futurama again. I don't know if you love Futurama so much, Andrew. Why don't you marry it? But Futurama did this concept way, way better, in my opinion, when Fry had parasites in his brain. And I think throughout the rest of his body, and they were just going in there to get them out. If for nothing else than for Zoidberg vanishing for like a scene, and then he comes back to the group riding on a sperm, saying, "Yippee-ki-yay, you'll never guess where I've been."
I love that outside of the body, it's large. Like somehow you made it big. Well, how did you do that? Is there like a sizing like dial you can do to like what? Weird. You're weird.
Oh man. Yeah. So truly body horror happening here. But we do get the Perfect Strangers theme again over the end credits. So that is nice. And that is Treehouse of Horror 15. We got to talk about some quotes here. So I think did you mention yours already? In the was it That's Not a Snog? Whoops, you're on mute.
I was coughing, so I tried to spare you from that. Yeah, it's definitely that's not a snog. I think in this one, the science one, The Belly of the Boss, my favorite quote is when, especially the beginning of the sketch, it shows the cat lady, and she's like, "Ow, ow, ow," and they put like a translate here on her. It translates out for her, and it's like, "I have a serious brain disease. Please give me a cat." And I'm like, Yeah, I should make that my everything motto. Just use that going forward, especially into old age.
That was a really good cat lady voice you did just now, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, she's good. We're very similar.
Thrown the cats at the rat.
Yeah, throw them. Yeah.
Oh, it's this was there were a lot of good quotes here, all throughout. I had a lot of trouble, but I went with two. I ended up landing on two. I guess we'll call one of them the very very close runner up. And that one is in the Four Beheadings and a Funeral, where Wiggum decides, very flippantly decides that Apu is the killer, and he says, "This mysterious Hindu is definitely the murderer. Lock him up until we find someone darker."
Darker. Yeah, I had that written down too.
And it's like the sad part is like knowing the Jack the Ripper investigation, how true to life that was. They're like, "Oh, there's a swarthy Jewess in our town. We think she might have something to do with it." And it's like, "Oh my God, Scotland Yard."
Yeah, yeah. No,
Oh, so that
I love that.
for Apu, that was fair, and I thought, I don't think anything's going to top this, but going back and looking at it, I was like, okay, the Ned Zone has it beat. Not even, it's a combination of the quote and what accompanies it visually, but the little sort of montage of Ned seeing all the different deaths, and when he touches the theater that's playing a Rosie O'Donnell music.
Yeah, he's like, oh, like I didn't see that coming. Well, that's good news.
I didn't need any special powers to see that coming.
I love they rip on Rosie O'Donnell so hard. Even into the 2000s. Like, I'm pretty sure her show was canceled.
And not only that, though, like, not only are they ripping into her, but like the people with the marquee at the
Yes, that's
canceled after 3 performances. Like, they rub salt in the wound by showing them the marquee.
is that information necessary? Just canceled is fine. After only 3.
Really, somebody took the trouble to print that sign.
Cost more money for extra letters. They really wanted that info out. Duck her, Rosie. Fuck Rosie. That's how much I hated her. Oh, Bob.
And Ned is
So
just
good.
like, yeah, he's like, he's almost like irritated. Like, I didn't need the powers to know that was.
Yeah, I didn't need to see that. I know what you know. Jeez.
Oh, Christ.
I really liked in the inner space one where they're all like, oh, they're like getting suited up to go in to like Burns' body, and Bart's like, I'm the science officer, and then or sorry, Lisa says that, and Bart says something, and then it pans to Marge, and she's like, and I'm Marge. No special title, skills, skill set. It's Marge.
Oh.
It was good.
As people can probably tell, this was a hard one for us to rank.
It was, yeah.
This is spoilers, one of the best treehouses in a long time.
Yeah.
They crushed it. So what's your number 3, Amanda? Which of these stories had to take the bronze medal for you?
This one was tough. And I would have to say it's probably the Ned Zone.
The Ned Zone.
Only because I laughed so much more in the other two. Like the other two, I literally had like 4 pages of quotes that I just thought were funny. Like, aside Never Kissed a Girl, or won the Super Bowl, and he's like, "Help me, science!" Like that one was really good. Like, same with the 4 beheadings and a funeral. Although there's no beheadings.
That's true. Yeah.
And no funeral. So it's a terrible title on that part. Oversight. Okay. Maybe it indicated it's British. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, Ned Zone. Like, I liked the play on the title. Like, again, this, like you said, this was hard to rank. It was still a good, like, Trios of Horror episode. It was good that it included Ned. He's great in everything, like we discussed earlier. But yeah, I just think there were funnier parts in the other segments. Yeah. And that's the only reason why. And I think going into my number two would be the belly of the boss. And that's hard for me to say that.
Yeah.
But it was because it was just funnier, even though it was less of a, like, Halloween, maybe, like that could have just been a regular Simpsons episode. There was no Halloween reference again at all, but it was so funny. And I like sci-fi, so that still technically could be, but yeah, it was hard because this episode was so much fun. That sketch in the episode. I always do that. But it was so much fun. Skepisode. What was your number 2, Andrew?
Well, my 3 and my 2 are flipped from yours. So I have Belly of the Boss in the bottom, and then I have the Ned Zone on top. And this pretty much for the same reasons. Like, I love them both, but I ended up laughing harder at the Ned Zone. Like, as soon as that marquee went up, cancel after 3 months, this is.
That's fair.
And I think this is my first time. I'm positive this is my first time watching this since I've actually seen the movie The Dead Zone. So getting to kind of laugh at those little moments too was fun. And any chance to spend time with Ned Flanders, I'm sold.
Yeah.
So yeah, those two, it was close. I love them, but yeah, Ned Zone takes the cake there, and then 4 beheadings and a funeral. Number
1. Yeah.
With a steampunk bullet.
Yeah. That's not a snog. Yeah, I love the steampunk King Kodo, like basically wrapping things up. And then it goes back to Ralphie, who's in the opium den because he can't sleep well, and he's like, this is just a dream still, because he sees his dad. That's dark. That's really dark. Why is Ralph here? Why are you here? Oh, Ralphie can't sleep.
He's probably going to spend the rest of his days hooked on opium.
Yeah. He's in danger.
He's in danger, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he tickles.
I hope those are my last words.
Same.
Trios of Horror 15, outstanding. Good job all around to the people who worked on it. Like, yeah, it's like, I don't even remember 14 being necessarily like awful, but like the difference between 14 and 15, huge step up.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a Hall of Famer for me. Absolutely. All right, let's talk about books. I got a book here that I'm eager to share. So this is piggybacking off what you had last week and off what we just saw. It's not a snog, but it's close. It's just this book called Jack the Ripper, and it's by Paul Begg and John Bennett. and it's got recreations of the crime scenes, as you can see here, and they
Cool.
add detail to it. Both of these guys who wrote it are like Jack the Ripper scholars.
Awesome.
One of them is actually a tour guide who focuses on the East End of London, so like he knows the area really well. And I haven't read this since I got it a few years ago, but there's lots of like really detailed information, but like a bit of a warning. They show the crime scene photos, and like I remember one of them, I can't remember which woman, but it was disturbing just like to look at her face. I'm like, ooh, I gotta turn the page. They show Mary Kelly's body, or what's left of it in this book, and it's like, wow, I was not expecting to turn a page and see Mary Kelly. So read at your own risk. But yeah, this Jack, if you're interested in the story of what Jack did, and the victims, and just piecing it all together, and you're a mystery buff and you want to try to get all the clues under your belt, they're all in here. So check this out, Jack the Ripper by Paul Begg and John Bennett.
Cool.
Watch out for those pictures, because I had no warning.
That book looks really interesting. I like books that are almost like textbooks, the way they're laid out. Stuff like that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Especially when it's the topic of, Jack the Ripper, and it's giving you breakdowns of information, it's giving you maps, it's giving you, evidence and profiles. That's really cool. I like that. I'd like to read that. You'll have to let me borrow it.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. I like it. Yeah, I wish I'd done From Hell, which is right behind me on my music stand.
It's got a place of prominence.
Yeah, it's there. It's featured in this episode. But I also actually chose something that's about crime scenes, and my book this week is called Silent Witnesses, and it's the often gruesome but always fascinating history of forensic science. And the author, his name is Nigel McCready. It's a really, really good book, and it talks about the history of all the things that you would think of, like, ballistics, like DNA, fingerprinting, really like the techniques and the early systems they used to identify and how things evolved. The really interesting part I thought was about like blood analysis, and like how, it was really trying to figure out what was blood. And then, it kind of led to DNA, the breakdown and search for like DNA analysis. Because people used to be tricksters back in the day when they knew, oh, you can't tell what fish blood is and what human blood is.
Right.
So they started to try to develop methods there, and like it started to be like, oh, well, transfusions, and like, how do those work? And like, yeah, it's a really interesting book. It's not really scary. They have photos, but they're more related to like anatomy, or like, it's cool. It has like an old arsenic label,
wow.
like where you used to buy arsenic. Like, it's a historical book. It's really cool. But it's very interesting. Very interesting. I read it a couple years ago now. I bought a copy for me and someone else. Like, I think I ordered it on Amazon, and I got an extra, and it's cool. I'll give it to someone as a gift. It was interesting. But yeah, there's whole like chapters like ballistics, blood, identity, like how things became to be really important in like, analysis of forensics. It's really good. That's a really good book. Yeah.
Nice.
Very similar.
Yeah, we both got the murder theme.
Got it.
I got my mom for Christmas the one you recommended, the Mindhunter guy. I got her that book, and her face lit up. She's like, wow, murders. So like,
nice. I know what the girls like, the ladies like.
Yeah.
Murder, true crime.
I'm like a good old homicide to cap the night off.
Men must feel so safe. She just loves murders. I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty. It's like Krombopolis Michael. I just love killing. I can't help it. Yeah.
I forgot about that guy.
He's great.
There should be a new season of that soon. I think those seasons they take long for Rick and Morty.
Yeah, really long.
Right.
They took a little too long the last. Yeah.
A weird world now where it's like, yeah, there's more TV, but you gotta wait longer for it. But when you look at what we got before and how little we had to wait for it, it's like, I don't know if this is worth, 3.5 years of
Yeah.
downtime. But
it just makes The Simpsons more impressive because they've been able to do it and continuously do it. So what's the excuse, Rick and Morty?
yeah,
What's
think
the
you're
excuse?
so cool with your nihilism.
Yeah, Dan Harmon. What's going on? I said his name right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Smile, Dan. You look prettier when you smile.
Yeah, smile.
Oh, man. Well, Treehouse of Horror 15 is behind us. We got, so it's in the math. We have 5 more to go till we get to our grand finale. It's exciting. And as we go into the new year now, we've got new, I shouldn't say new treehouses because we've seen these before, but it's really sort of a surprise because I really don't remember any of these ones. So, I was watching, actually this morning, I was watching one of the upcoming ones that we have, and in the credits, I think it's Al Jean, he, for his scary name, he used the date of the Simpsons movie's release. So that's like a one that's either right before the Simpsons movie is about to come out or right after. So it's a little bit exciting to see that we're entering that era of the Simpsons now.
Yeah, we're entering it again soon because the movie is coming out again. Which, yeah, it's crazy that it's been 20 years. The show, there's been it's so many seasons of it. And yeah, how we're getting up to 16, 17 now, these seasons. It's been almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Since I've seen them.
It's unbelievable. 20 years since, do you remember the Quickie Mart, all the 7-Elevens turning into Quickie Marts for the movie? That was almost 20 years ago. That's insane. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But that was a time. What a time to be a Simpsons fan that was.
What a time to be alive. The early 2000s were probably the closest thing to the 90s. 2010 or 2012, a lot of things really shifted. Changed. Yeah.
Yeah, the 90s, oh boy. Like I said, if there's a heaven, it's a place where everything's like perfect strangers again.
Yeah.
You're standing tall on the wing of a prayer. But yeah, check out Everybody Loves Quarantine on my channel. I think you'll have fun. It was just 2 episodes of goofiness, me with action figures, and yeah, it became a thing. And also, if people out there have not done so already, check out Gindependence, my novel that came out last month, almost 2 months ago now. This novel's almost old enough to eat solid food, I think. And it's on Amazon right now. If you search my name on Amazon, Andrew Fantasia, you will find it much easier than if you try to search the title, because Amazon's search engine is kind of crap. You heard me, Jeffrey. Your search engine is kind of crap. Yeah, but Independence on Amazon right now. You can get it on ebook and Kindle and paperback and hardcover. I have this nice, sexy hardcover, but hey, the paperback is just as good. I can't attest to the ebook because I don't read those, but I'm sure they're groovy.
Me neither.
Yeah. No thanks. Give me paper.
Paper. It's paper. You ever seen Waterworld?
No. That's up there. That is also... Dude, if I sell you this, I have a list that's like 720 movies strong and counting, and I'm plowing through it as best I can, but I always end up adding more. So,
wait, man, you gotta get through it. You gotta get through it. Yeah, you gotta get through it. I'll give you some more to add.
Oh yeah, please do. I tried going through the A's a couple months ago, and I was like, nope, not happening. I end up just going all over the place. Anything you want to plug before we call it a night?
No, not tonight. Not tonight, Andrew. It's yeah. It's that time of year where Well, maybe not for the people watching, but we're keeping it low key. Nothing to plug. Keep it, you know, keep it, keep it light. It's the new year.
Light, breezy, and easy.
Breezy and easy. Do what you want. Do your thing. Do you. Treat yourself. Read a book. That's always my plan.
Yeah. Well, and if I see anybody with a Kindle, I'll be like, that's not a book.
That's not a book. Knock it out of their hand. Bring a dagger and stab it.
Well, everybody, thank you for bearing with us here on Treehouse, Tales from the Treehouse, rather, which was not canceled after only 3 performances. So, Rosie O'Donnell, we got one up on you, honey. Your move. Ball's in your court, Rosie. We'll see you next time. Until then, don't blame us.
We voted for Kodo.